These are the tools and the plugins that I could not live without as a designer and a freelance business owner. Figma is my go-to design tool of choice. I use it for everything: prototyping, design, UI, UX, web design, even a little bit of branding, marketing, and social media. Figma's pretty much got you covered. It's probably why it's kind of the industry standard for digital design nowadays, but everyone's probably using Figma for the most part. Let me tell you about some amazing plugins inside of Figma that really soup the whole thing up and make it awesome. You can see that I have the website for Maze built inside of Figma, and no, I didn't build this myself. I just used the HTML to design plugin. I literally headed over to the website, grabbed the URL, came back, opened up the HTML to design plugin, and then I popped in that URL and I told it which viewport I want to download, and I imported the entire thing from the internet, which is absolutely amazing. This gave me the entire editable file, typography, layout, imagery, everything included. And I use this a lot to speed up my process, to check how other people are doing typography, spacing, imagery, layout. Maybe there's something I'm inspired by. Maybe it'll speed up my process, but that's how I use the HTML to design plugin. Speaking of speed, one thing that's not very speedy is to load giant JPEGs and PNGs up to your website that are like 20, 30, 40 megabytes. There's no need for that, but Figma doesn't have the ability to export webp format, which is that really small compressed format, perfect for websites. And that's why I use the webp exporter. All you got to do is grab your image, make sure it's wrapped in a frame, export that bad boy, and when it is all exported, check it out. I've brought this thing down to 28 kilobytes. 28 kilobytes! That's insane. Phosphor Icons is an amazing free icon family, and they have a great Figma plugin that allows you to move between all the different weights, styles, duo, tones. You can get the raw version or the flat version and just drag them directly into your project. Pretty awesome. Sometimes you have a great image, but you need to remove the background, and there's a lot of options to do this, but I find that some of those tools and options will actually ruin the quality of your image, and so that's why I really enjoy the Icons 8 background remover. Simple to use, open it up, look for it as the plugin, run it on the image of your choice, the one that you're actually trying to work with, and it's going to remove the background and keep the quality of your image. Notice it didn't get pixelated, it didn't downsample. It's pretty awesome. Building out color scales with variables, local styles is notoriously time consuming, and so that's why I really encourage everybody to be using the Tailwind CSS color generator. There is a lot of Tailwind options in the plugins community, but using this one is awesome because I can grab my color and just paste it in there. You'll see it's generating the color scale from 50 to 950, and I can tell it to generate a color guide, and I can create immediately styles, and I can create variables out of the whole thing. So here is my color guide. When I come over on the right hand side, you can see we now have that name Golden Dream, and all of those colors have been placed there. We also have those as local variables. You can find all of those here. So super time consuming to do it. Instead, using this one will make it very, very fast and very efficient for your projects. Since we were talking about Figma, let's talk about a tool that's very similar to Figma, but this tool will allow you to build websites and launch them on the internet like that, and that's Framer. You can see here, I have Framer open. I have the local version, but you can also do this on the web, just like Figma, and it very much feels like Figma. It's a design tool with an infinite canvas. We can create artboards, and those artboards represent the responsive versions of my page. I can preview all of this right here, and with something like Framer, you can build really cool interactions, animations, responsive websites. You can see this whole thing responds as I move it around, which is really, really rad. And then you can publish immediately from Framer. I've done entire tutorials on my channel about getting started with Framer. If you're interested in building websites, this is a pretty good direction to go, so definitely check out Framer. ProtoPie is a tool that I talk about quite often because it's very high fidelity, like maximum fidelity prototyping. We're talking about doing things that you can't do inside of Figma. You can do it inside of ProtoPie. Like, for instance, I have this movie rating app, and when we run the preview, we're talking about draggable interfaces that have lots of different gestures and abilities. The whole thing is insane. Or building something like this Christmas card maker, where we can start the process and I can actually add elements to the screen. And if I was doing this on a native device, I could actually pinch and zoom and move these stickers around everywhere, or even talking about things as simple as actual native input fields where you actually roll up the keyboard and you can start typing. And it has stuff like logic inside of it. So for instance, if I was to look for something like the word celebrated, boom, all of a sudden I get the option because it's filtering things out. This is the type of prototyping that really high level clients or large companies would really hope for. It's a tool in my toolbox that always impresses people. And I've done a bunch of videos on my channel about ProtoPie. So if you want to learn how to use ProtoPie, it's definitely a cool tool to learn in 2024. Nucleo is just a very simple, very easy to use and awesome library for all of your icon sets. And so you can see that you can store all of those different icon sets here. We could sort through them, search for them. This is for people who collect different icon sets, who pay for icon sets and want to have a quick and easy way to actually just insert those into their project, filter them down, put them into categories and groupings. Sometimes I'll actually use Nucleo to group things together for projects like, hey, this project is using this set of icons, not all of them, only the things that I need. I can always reference back to it, but it's just one of those kind of daily tools in a designer's toolbox that I always go back to because I use iconography all the time. We've been talking about the different applications in my tech stack, and now is the perfect time to bring up the sponsor of this video, and that is App Sumo. App Sumo is the best place to find software deals for your business. If you're a freelance business owner, then you have overhead costs and you can lessen those costs through signing up for lifetime deals on software using App Sumo. That means you pay once for software, not monthly, and you get a 60-day money-back guarantee so you can try out products for a couple of months before deciding whether or not you want to keep them for good. And App Sumo has awesome applications on it, and it's helped to launch some massive names in the industry like Zapier and Dropbox. There is that level of quality applications on App Sumo right now. Right now, I'm super in love with using BreezeDoc, which is an application that's available through App Sumo, and that allows me to get all the signatures for proposals and contracts and client work without having to pay a monthly fee for that. You shouldn't have to pay monthly for that. I've paid one time and now I use it constantly to interact with my clients and get their signatures. So if you want to get some great deals on amazing software, check out App Sumo. The link is in the description. Jitter is an amazing tool that allows you to upload all of your design work, whether it's mobile apps, websites, whatever, put them into these really cool animation templates or build your own, and then actually create these animations that you can then feature in your portfolio, your case studies, your website. And when you export these, you can export them to all sorts of different formats, sizes, even a Lottie animation, which is very, very amazing. And the cool thing is you can do all of this from a free Jitter account. You don't even have to upgrade to a paid account, which I love the free version. I think it's super dope, and I think you'd probably love it too. Moving more into the administration realm, I use Notion to basically run everything in my life. I've done a bunch of videos about it on my channel, but to me, it's probably the best one-stop shop writing, creating, building, organizing kind of tool out there on the market. You can see an example here of an agency dashboard that I've built. I have all of the different tasks that are happening for my multiple clients. You can see all the clients that I have going on down here, my team, all my SOPs and my pages. I also have like a content dashboard that has all of the different content that I'm filming right now, the courses that I'm creating, the things that are happening in my community. So it's just this one-stop shop. And if you want to learn more about Notion, I have, like I said, a bunch of videos. I'll link them down below. I also have a bunch of templates like that agency template, the freelance template to get you kick-started in case you don't want to build your own. So definitely, I recommend Notion to everybody. I just love it. And lastly, a new addition to my tech stack. I'm a big calendar person, and now Notion has released Notion Calendar, which basically brings in all of your different calendars, but it also brings in all of your Notion tasks as well from all those various to-do lists and databases and agency dashboards that you build. It's going to bring all of them in. For me as a Notion user, having Notion Calendar work in tandem with it is kind of an epic experience because it's just syncing back and forth. And I'm always looking for some sort of to-do and calendar system together. And finally now I have it with Notion Calendar, and it's free to download and use, which is rad. Well, that's it. That's a bunch of my favorite tools that are currently in my tech stack as a designer, an entrepreneur, a content creator, and an agency owner. What tools are you using? I would love to hear about those down in the comments. Make sure you check the description for links to all the tools that I've talked about today, as well as a link to App Sumo, so you can try out all of the different and amazing applications that are found there. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you know when more videos like this one come out. And with that, we'll see you in the next one.